what's up, man? Now you're in Ghana, right? Mm-hmm. So welcome home. Welcome to Africa. And enjoy your stay. And do everything. Feel free.
As people who work in an institution of higher education, it's really great to have this kind of opportunity. And there are so many places that need help, that could use expertise. For us to be able to experience that and see that, and to think about how we plug into this planet, it's an extraordinary opportunity.
I think there's a lot of value to pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And for me, that certainly was, this experience was pushing me out of my comfort zone. And even though it was only 10 days, the fact that I learned so much about myself in such a short amount of time, I know that I can speak to students about how valuable that experience is going to be for them.
And I was looking forward to seeing what I would learn and what kind of experiences that we would have. So I was very excited. I also was excited about being able to explore a new country with a group of my colleagues from Washington University.
You don't apply for this, you don't accept this opportunity if you're not sort of willing and excited to meet new people and try new things. So for me, it was like I didn't know folks, but I was pretty convinced that they would be interesting and fun people to travel with, and that certainly turned out to be the case.
A little intimidating just because, you don't know how personalities are going to interact, you don't know what the challenges are going to be, but I think it was successful overall. I think, getting to know everybody was one of the best parts of the trip, but I didn't know that going in.
I was really excited about going, really excited. I could not wait because I'd never been to another developing country aside from India. So I was very excited to see what that would be like.
You never know with this kind of experience what you're going to get. So you have to kind of keep your expectations low and your willingness to learn high.
Citizens of the new state of Ghana gather for the celebration marking their Day of Freedom from colonialism. What was once the Gold Coast, a British colony, now becomes an independent Commonwealth. Vice President and Mrs. Nixon represent the United States at the three-day festivities. Premier Kkum chats with Representative Adam Clayton Powell of the U.S. Native dances and games mark an event of historic importance since Ghana becomes the first colony in Africa to gain its freedom.
Nkrumah couldn't complete what he wanted to do for Africans, for that matter, Ghana. Nkrumah started the foundation. Nkrumah wanted the political unification of Africa. But we are not united. It means that he has started something. He is the trunk, the foundation, and we are now the branches. We have to complete what he wanted to do. That is why we have it that way. So that is the unfinished work. Nkrumah was elected peacefully. It was not through foul means. It was not through military means. It was through the people. Sankofa means we should learn from past, but not to repeat from past mistakes.
I'm always encouraging people to go somewhere they haven't been before because it exposes them to new ideas, new people, new concepts.
Immersing myself for 10 days in a place that was just so incredibly different in every way. I'm more curious and interested in people's experiences and wanting to understand sort of where they come from.
Really impressed me was how much the Ghanaians feel their history and live their history. Especially going to the slave castles made a big impression.
The castle is 349 years old as at now. It was built 1665. British built it, but they used African labor. They built it within 50 years. They kept 1,300 Africans. Men were 1,000 down here, women 300. They were here 3 months maximum. Now 1860, slave trade stopped. So the castle was used as a colonial administrative center. Now Cape Coast Castle is the youngest castle among the 3 slave castles in Ghana. It has now been designated as a UNESCO heritage site. That was done in 1979. So this castle, it is on a UNESCO list. And my friends, as we tour the dungeons this afternoon, it ought to be in everlasting memory of the sufferings of our ancestors. We pray that those who died here should rest in perfect peace, and those who love to return should find their roots. May man never again be given that opportunity to commit such offense against his fellow human being.
The tour guides at the end of each of the castles told us pretty much the same charge, which was, don't forget what happened here.
And to think about the human spirit and how it can survive significant challenges and still come out strong and vigorous. Not saying everybody was, but it can be strong and vigorous, and it can still conquer, and frankly, it can still have hope.
I appreciated that about the trip, was going to different museums, going to the castles, learning about the history of Ghana and the national identity.
One thing that I get out of travel is looking at how different countries deal with their resource issues. Yes, you can read about that, and yes, you can talk to colleagues about that, but when you go there and you actually see these things, it gives you a three-dimensional where once you had a two-dimensional knowledge of that.
The park was registered as National Park in 1991. It is a tropical rainforest and also semi-deciduous forest. It has a total area of 360 square kilometers. The walkway is a hanging bridge hanging on the canopy layer of the reserve. The walkway has a total length of 350 meters.
I love challenging myself to do things that are scary. So to be up that high on that sort of rickety little piece of wood was a lot of fun.
When it comes to forestry issues in Ghana, I think our visit to Kkum National Park was great, just to show us perhaps what a rainforest might look like in Ghana.
The highest point on the bridge is 40 meters. Since 1994, we didn't record any accident here before, so I can say that it's accident-free. Thank you.
We had the opportunity to go on a walking tour with Charles, who was affectionately called the King of Nima. We had the opportunity to just walk through the area and learn more about how that community functions. And Charles was great. He had such a personality. It's clear he knew a lot of people, knew things that might be interesting to non-Ghanaians.
But the first reaction that I had as I started walking through there was one of total panic. And I've been in some situations like this in India, but I still felt, if I lose my way here, I don't know how I would get out. And if I lose one of my colleagues here, I don't know how that person would find me. And I felt especially worried for you, Tom, because you were always lagging behind, and I kept thinking, he's going to be eaten alive.
You there, buddy? It was funny how, to me, it seemed like unorganized chaos. You know, the market, walking through Nima, there was just so much going on all the time. But to the people around us, I don't think it felt like chaos. It felt organized. It felt, this is the way every day is.
All the different ways that you saw individuals living and trying to make a living. It was very interesting to me.
People have a natural curiosity about Africa. It's one of those places that seems very foreign and mystical, and you want to know, what does the music sound like? What does the food taste like? What do people wear? So to be able to see that firsthand and experience it firsthand is really a great gift.
I really enjoyed how present the culture was, how it was everywhere. And there was a real sense of pride in being Ghanaian.
Across the board, they were so eager to welcome us in and give us an idea of what their culture is all about.
Yes, they smiled at us and sometimes they laughed at us, but there seemed to be this understanding that we were visitors in their land, and part of who they were as a people, not even their responsibility, part of who they were to just acknowledge that and to greet us.
And so there's a sense of, okay, I've gained this knowledge and I have this experience and I know now what's happening. And the question is, what am I going to do about it? And what are we going to do about it?
After a while, people don't want to hear about it, even though you want to keep telling them how amazing it was.